So let's move on to Proposition 23, which is deals with the environment. It suspends implementation of Air Pollution Law AB 30, which states that greenhouse gas emissions must be reduced to 1990 levels by 2020. It suspends that one until California's unemployment drops to 5.5% or less for 1 year. Now, a yes vote on this means that the regulations would be suspended, and supporters are arguing that it would create more jobs. A no vote means that things would stay the same and that these regulations would not be suspended. The people who are against this are saying that this is something that the Texas oil companies have come up with because they want to come into California and start drilling in California. They also say that this is going to be bad for California's environment. But of course, there are people on the other side who say California is in a financial crisis and we need to figure out a way to create jobs. Sharday, you are supporting this proposition. Let's start with you.
I'm more for not taking risks and playing it safe when it comes to the financial stuff. But I feel like with this, there's been so many predictions of the ending of the world, of global warming, of this, of that, that we don't really know what's going to happen, when it's going to happen, and how it's going to happen. Now, personally, my input is people before the planet. So I'm kind of like, we're in a rut. We're in a really bad rut. It says here the unemployment rate is about 12%, and they want to lower it to 5.5%. It hasn't been that way for 4 consecutive quarters since 1980. As far as the oil and all of that, they're going to try and move into California regardless. If this passes or if this doesn't pass, they're going to find another way. At least if we do this, we are getting some benefit. It will raise our unemployment rate, which will raise as far as homeless, which will raise, it'll lower crimes, and I think in the end, it'll do more good than bad.
Well, the people who are for this say that it will save jobs, it prevents energy tax increases, and it'll save, it'll help save jobs that would otherwise be eliminated because of the law that they have to keep the greenhouse gas emissions low. Sonia, you are against this? You think that the current regulation should stay in place?
Oh, absolutely. There's really no guarantee that there's going to be any jobs that are going to be created from this. And the fact that we're going to go back after we've done all this changing to green energy, we're going to go back to working our old ways. It seems ridiculous to me. Why would we waste all that money on turning green and then all of a sudden we're just going to be like, oh, never mind. And another thing, we want to save the planet. I mean, regardless of when the world's going to end or not, it's important for us to undo the damage that we've done, because we've done horrible damage to the world, and we shouldn't be going around increasing our dependence on oil, and our oil, the cost of it's just gonna keep on rising, and that's gonna be detrimental. And like I said, I don't think we really have any guarantee that jobs are gonna be created. I'm sure that with this new market of green energy that we can find different jobs for people, and we can get rid of our high unemployment rate.
Sharday, California, one of its best resources it has is its beaches and its state parks and its mountains, and the environment is so closely tied into California's identity. Do you think that passing a proposition like this, it pretty much sort of lets all that go?
I think it's one of those situations where 12% of us are unemployed. Meaning we're in a state of mind where we're focused on money, how we're going to live, how we're going to see the next day, week to week, paycheck to paycheck. We don't have time to focus on, the environment, what's going on with this, let me recycle, let's think about this, because that's not where our minds are. So we're not thinking about the things that we're going to lose as far as the beaches and the parks. And personally, if I were unemployed, if I were homeless, you know, I'm not going to be at a beach. I'm not going to be at a park relaxing, you know, enjoying the beauty of California. I'm going to be stressing. I'm going to be thinking, you know, how am I going to get by? How am I going to get a job? No one's giving me a chance. So I think until we can all be at least at a similar mindset, we can't really say, like, oh, we're going to care about the environment. And that's just being honest.
Sonia, do you have a response?
Oh, well, I think that obviously now that we're doing more recycling programs, that's definitely generating a lot of money for people who need money. Like, you see people going around picking up cans all the time for recycling, and that right there, that's a benefit of going green, that now we're getting money for turning in our cans, and we're also helping the environment as well. So,
okay, but let me ask you this: those people that are going around picking up cans, do you think they're doing it because they care about the environment, or do you think they're doing it because they need money?
But it's helping the environment either way, and they're getting money.
Okay.
So I'm not really concerned with their motives for doing it. Mm-hmm. More that it helps, as long as it helps the environment and they're getting some benefit out of it. Then I don't think it's a bad thing at all.
I do. I don't think it matters. I think if you told a homeless person that was collecting cans, you know, if you go pour oil in the ocean, we'll give you $100, then they would start doing that for a living instead of collecting cans. I'm totally for the environment. I'm totally for going green, but you have to realize the state of mind that people are in right now. And the state of mind is not caring about the world and the environment and recycling. Their state of mind is money, because that's what we need to survive.
Well, I think that this isn't going to be another one of those propositions that's going to be debated right up until the election on November 2nd. Because as Shardae's saying, there is something to be said for people need jobs right now, and they're not so concerned with something that's broad to them like the environment. But at the same time, it is the environment, and how are we going to feel if we leave behind a planet that is in bad shape for the next generations. I just once again want to state that these opinions that they're expressing, these don't represent their personal opinions. They've just agreed to argue the pro and con side so that we could hear both sides of the issues.